Blackmoor Asylum was built in 1899 to house the criminally insane. For 68 years, it operated in secret, hidden in the hills. Then one night, in 1967, every patient and staff member died. The official report blamed a gas leak, but the official report was a lie. Marcus had explored dozens of abandoned buildings, hospitals, factories, schools, but Blackmoor was different. No one had been inside since 1967. The gates were locked. The windows were boarded, and every urban explorer who tried to enter had disappeared. That only made Marcus more determined. Marcus found a gap in the fence and squeezed through. The front door was rusted shut, but a basement window had been broken. He lowered himself into the darkness. The smell hit him immediately. Mold, decay, and something else. Something that smelled like a hospital, like antiseptic and blood. The basement was filled with old medical equipment. Gurneys with leather straps, electroshock machines, a rusted surgical table with drains for blood. Marcus photographed everything, trying to ignore how the straps on the gurneys looked freshly used, how the drains still seemed wet. Marcus climbed the stairs to the main floor. Patient rooms lined both sides of the corridor. The doors were open. Inside each room, the beds were made. Personal items sat on nightstands. It looked like everyone had simply vanished midday. 57 years ago. Nothing had been touched since. Marcus heard whispers. Not words he could understand, just voices overlapping, coming from everywhere and nowhere. He spun around, flashlight cutting through the darkness. The corridor was empty, but the whispers continued, getting louder, getting closer, and then they stopped. She appeared at the end of the hallway. A woman in a hospital gown, her hair matted, her feet bare. She was crying. "Help me," she said. "They will not let me leave." Marcus stepped toward her. "Who will not let you leave?" he asked. She looked at him with hollow eyes. "The doctors, they are still here. They never stopped." The woman led Marcus to the treatment wing. The doors were locked from the outside. Through the windows, he could see them. Patients strapped to tables, doctors standing over them with instruments. The patients were screaming. The doctors were smiling. And none of them were alive. A voice spoke behind Marcus. "You should not be here." He turned to face Dr. Harrow, the head psychiatrist of Blackmoor, dead for 57 years, but standing before him. "You have interrupted the treatments," the doctor said. "The patients need their treatments, and now so do you." Marcus ran through corridors that seemed to stretch and twist, past patients who reached for him from doorways. past doctors who stepped out of walls. The asylum itself was alive, and it was hungry. Every door he tried was locked. Every window was sealed. And Dr. Harrow's footsteps echoed behind him, patient and eternal. Marcus barricaded himself in the records room. Files covered every surface. He grabbed one at random. Patient 374. Treatment. Experimental Procedure 7. Result. Subject expired. Soul retained. He grabbed another. Same result. And another. Every patient had died. Every soul had been kept. The final file was labeled Project Eternity. Dr. Harrow's private research. He had discovered how to trap souls at the moment of death. The patients were not just subjects. They were fuel. Their suffering powered something beneath the asylum. Something that was still running. Something that was still hungry. The floor gave way beneath Marcus. He fell into a vast underground chamber. In the center stood a machine of brass and bone and glass. Inside the glass, souls swirled. Hundreds of them, screaming silently, powering the machine that kept Blackmoor alive, that kept Dr. Harrow and his doctors working forever. The souls in the machine pressed against the glass. They were the patients, all of them, every person who had ever died at Blackmoor. Destroy it, they whispered as one. Free us, end our suffering. But destroying the machine meant releasing Dr. Harrow and his doctors too. Some souls should stay imprisoned. Dr. Harrow descended into the chamber. You have seen too much, he said. You understand too much. You cannot leave, but you can join us. Become part of the machine. Power our work forever. He raised a syringe filled with black liquid. The same injection that had killed every patient in Blackmoor. Marcus grabbed a piece of the broken floor. He had two choices. Let Dr. Harrow add him to the machine, or destroy it and free everyone, good and evil alike. The patients begged. Dr. Harrow advanced, and Marcus made his choice. He drove the metal into the machine's heart. The machine screamed. Glass shattered. Souls erupted in a hurricane of light and shadow. The patients rose toward the ceiling, finally free. But so did the doctors. Dr. Harrow laughed as he dissolved. You fool, he said. Now we can go anywhere. Now we can treat anyone. And then he was gone. Without the machine, Blackmoor began to collapse. 57 years of decay happened in seconds. Marcus ran as the floors crumbled and the walls fell. He barely made it through the basement window before the entire building crashed down behind him. Blackmoor Asylum was finally truly dead. Marcus stood in the rubble as dawn broke. The patients were free. Their suffering had ended. But Dr. Harrow and his doctors were free too. Somewhere in the world, they were looking for new patients, new subjects new treatments, and Marcus had released them. So, if you ever feel a sudden chill in a hospital, if a doctor's smile seems too eager, if a treatment seems too experimental, remember Blackmoor, remember Dr. Harrow, and remember that some doctors never stop practicing. Even after death, sweet dreams.